Well, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you guys are all having one of the most wonderful of wonderful days. My name is Leaf, and it's so great to have you guys back over here for our 1.12 overview of both the 1.12 update and the Grasslands DLC, or rather the Grasslands Animal Pack. Welcome, everyone. So I do want to thank Frontier very quickly for allowing me early access to this. It was really helpful, especially this time around. And yeah, we have access to so many beautiful things in here. So we're going to get started right away with the new scenery. I know everyone probably wants to check out the animals, but we'll do that in just a little bit. This over here is my bread and butter. So of course we have about 3 new pieces of actual scenery, in actual foliage, sorry. One kind of pseudo foliage over here. And of course, a whole slurry of different kinds of props. So we'll get started over here with the big blue stem grass. These pieces are absolutely adorable. Look at these. I really do love the colors in these. They really stuck out in the screenshots of like all the reveals and stuff. So it's finally so fun to be able to use these. Again, it's very much on brand with the saltwort. So if we over here and go to saltwort, you can see that they come with dry and lush versions, which is going to be very helpful for whether you're building like a desert zoo, kind of like I am right now, or if you're building a much more lush zoo. You have all these options over here. Unfortunately, I do not think any of these are flexi-color, which is usually my biggest gripe when it comes to foliage. I would love to see these in full flexi-color, but of course I understand Frontier probably has their reasonings from it. But moving through here, we also have the red oat grass. These guys are looking pretty good too. Again, kind of like the big blue stem, but just a little bit more red on the top and a little bit more yellow. And we also have this beautiful version over here. I think that's the dry version, yeah. Super awesome, super helpful if you're trying to build big prairies. And speaking of building big prairies, these guys are going to be perfect for that. This is, of course, the buffalo grass, and I could not ask for a better piece. Already in the conservation pack, we got the Yorkshire foggrass. And you can see it has a little bit of, you know, all these special little fronds coming out, and I think those are super helpful in their own right. But these are just so much better, say in case if you want to make like a big prairie or something. It looks so much more organic, and of course you can mix that in with the Yorkshire grass and have like these kind of interesting bright areas or something like that, and it really helps come out in the end. But no, that is super useful, and we even have dead versions as well, so you can see these right over here. Again, super helpful, especially if you mix them a little bit. I found it works pretty well. I just love having like those dead patches in like grassy areas, so that's pretty good. Of course, 3 sizes, 2 sizes, and 2 sizes over here, as usually is the standard. And we also have this hanging basket over here, which we'll see where that actually comes from. But it also comes with this beautiful little piece over here. Of course, these are just 2D planes. You can see that they don't actually have any 3D geometry, technically. It technically is a 3D model, but still each kind of link over here is a 3D plane. And of course, you can position snap these right on top of each other and make sure, well, that's kind of weird. Frontier, if you're watching this, that is something that I probably would kind of fix because it looks kind of awkward. Actually, it's not that bad. But of course, these guys are not flexi color, unfortunately. I would have very much loved to have seen that flexi color because that could be so useful whenever it comes to, like, you know, let's just say you want to, you know, have a chain over here that marks the gate so that you could actually keep guests away from there. That's something that you could do for that, for example. But moving on through here, we also have the butterfly signs. These guys are going to be so good, especially for modding. I know not too many people watch this for the modding, but I'm super excited for the possibilities of it. So of course they come with some flexi color channels in case if you do want to change out the color of the actual base. It looks so much better if you don't. Maybe you change out the pole. But we also have this pole over here, which is extremely tiny. So previously we had the hinge piece, which was about that small. So it's about, I want to say, 1 or 2/3 thickness of that. And we also have the cable pieces from the ceiling fan in the Europe pack, which were relatively thin as well. But yeah, Frontier keeps on surprising us with like even thinner pieces, which is always super good to see. So that's going to be such a useful piece. It's already been so useful in my builds. But going back to these pieces, it's going to be super good for modding because Frontier, forgive me, but I'm going to look up one of my butterflies over here from Nick. You can see that we have the placeable 3D models from the exhibit animal pack. What this is going to be super useful for is if we actually rig these to these pieces, they will actually be able to open and close their wings. And yeah, that's going to be super useful just for, you know, just scenery modding alone. So that's really good. Again, forgive me, I know not too many people like mods in these videos, but I just thought that was super cool. Moving on to the signs over here. Again, very consistent art style over here, especially with the wetlands pack. You can see that they kind of follow suit with like that kind of whole watercolor trend. So you can see it all comes into play over there. Same thing with conservation. So if we just look up that, you can see that we get the same kind of style of signs, which is really good. But yeah, look at these beautiful pieces of art. I really do love the Armadillo and can't wait to see that model in a little bit. But these all came out super good. I really want to know who's actually making these signs at Frontier, because I just want them to make these into stickers. They're so incredible. And of course, the rewards for the new career mode. These are the Armadillo statues, which are they actually to the scale of the Armadillo? Let's actually find that out. I think they actually are, which is like one of the only times where those reward statues are actually full scale. So I think that is super funny. Alright, so we're going to get started with the actual walkthrough exhibit and with the butterflies. Now, I let these guys breed for a little bit. Oh, really quickly. I'm going to have its own video on this relatively soon, but we also have the Tor Point. I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but I'm actually saying it right. I'm going to have its own video on that. Unfortunately, that purple is not flexicolor, but yeah. It's just another scenery piece that a lot of people might forget about. So that's just really good over there. Super happy to get that in there. And I can't wait to go through, like, you know, making a tour with all of you guys. That's going to be super fun. But, of course, what I'm sure everyone is excited to see are the butterflies in action. And let me tell you, they work so well. Now, of course, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the butterfly in the room. Or rather, the 8x3 box in the room. Yeah, this is a pretty big area for butterflies. And no, I don't necessarily agree with Frontier for that, but listen, we've always found ways around, especially as modders, we found ways around this kind of stuff. But I do want to say right off the bat, they did include this new kind of shade structure, so we do get netting. So if you guys have ever been in like a walkthrough butterfly enclosure, that's kind of the stuff that they have over there. It's kind of see-through. It's kind of like, it allows for like outdoor access and stuff, not really access to air, fresh air and stuff like that. So of course you can make this null, and that's something that I really do suggest you guys do if you're trying to make this as naturalistic as possible. And you can also change out like the floor from mulch, which that's a pretty decent mulch texture, I gotta admit. Hope we get placeable versions of that soon, but you could also change it out for none. And again, you could take off the curtains as well, just to make sure that, you know, if you want an outdoor butterfly garden, this will actually work for it. And I have to say, I've never actually turned that off before. This is incredible. Just being able to see this, like full fruition, flying animals in Planet Zoo. The bats were one thing, but the butterflies, they just feel so naturalistic. Again, I'm not gonna defend Frontier for the fact that these are looped animations, but I completely understand them for doing so, because look how well these work. And if you're trying to find like the repeated patterns in here, obviously you're gonna find repeated patterns of like their flight. Say if we follow this blue butterfly, for example, it probably goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, yada yada yada. But that is super interesting over there, and it looks like it just landed over there, so that's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, these guys are all incredible. Again, we have the swallowtail over here, we have the peacock over here. I believe that's a blue morpho over there. Very common walkthrough butterfly. Super happy to see that one too. We also have a monarch in here, which is right here. Very beautiful. And I forget the actual other one. It's a yellow one, isn't it? I believe that guy should be somewhere around here. Yes, there he is. Look at them go. But yeah, again, very, very detailed models, which is super awesome to see. And yeah, I think these guys are going to work super well. But we should also probably talk about all the items in here. And I know you guys want to say, oh, come on, get on with the show. But look at all these beautiful items. Keep in mind, you aren't able to actually place these. Frontier, please, listen to my pleas. It would be super awesome if we're able to place these. It would be incredible if we're actually able to place these, because we're going to go through all these items. Look at these butterfly houses. These are actually really, really decent. I would love to place these around my zoo and stuff like that. This plant over here, I forget what they actually call this plant. It is called the milkweed. Very popular butterfly plant, very popular among those kinds of animals. We also get these kinds of ferns over here, very popular. We also get nectar feeders, which are very cool. Again, another mainstay from the bat exhibit. We also have this little feeder area, little nectar area. Again, I would very much love to see these items be placeable, and that's really my main qualm when it comes to, like, you know, the walkthrough exhibits and stuff. Again, feeder plant right over here, so you actually see like the papaya, you see like the kiwi apple, so that the butterflies can eat them. We have these very beautiful renditions of the actual like palm trees and stuff. So we have the banana tree in here, so it actually is so much more hyper detailed now. And look at these pots. Okay, this is the stuff I'm complaining about. It's very, very minor, but Frontier, please listen. Please, please, please. These pieces are completely necessary. I really wish you guys could just split these off from this group and give them to us as actual placeable pieces, because that would be so revolutionary just for realistic building alone. Because look at the stuff that we have to deal with. No offense to the kind folks at Frontier who made these, but these are not plastic. And a lot of the times when you do get like potted plants, they're usually in plastic, not terracotta. It's so much more like economically efficient and much more realistic. So I would very much appreciate that kind of stuff. Again, the butterfly houses up there. We have the mister up there. I don't really care about that one so much, except for the butterfly bush. Of course, these guys are called bougainvilleas, I believe. Budaleha, I guess. Butterfly bush. That's what my dad and I call it. And it's kind of a sin that it's not placeable. As much as I do appreciate all the foliage over here, this is a very beautiful planting bush that I would very much appreciate. So Frontier, please, if you listen to me, yeah, I would very much love that. But again, very beautiful butterflies over there. And we're going to get started with the actual animals themselves. And we'll see if anyone's home. Nope, no one isn't. So we'll get started with the 9-banded armadillo, easily the best animal in the pack. It really goes to show just how incredible their character artists are over there. And look at this guy. I'm actually going to slow down time a little bit using Kai's speed mod. You can find that on the Nexus. Just look up time or speed or Kai. You should be able to find it so you could actually slow down time. But look at these guys, and this helps us look at the animation so much more. You can see every single band in here has its own kind of bone, which is really good to see, and it's really just a testament to show just how hyper detailed this animal actually is. And yeah, you can see all the quality in here, from the fur right there to the scales. You can see how each kind of bump glitters in the sun, and it just works incredibly well. You could even see the fur quality on like the back of each single band, which is just really good to see. I'm really hoping that we're able to see one of the armadillos actually do, like, you know, the rolling over animation. But hopefully we can see that relatively soon. But again, the babies down here, nothing really too crazy. Oh, he just hopped. Yeah, they do that little hop thing, which I think is super cute. Oh my gosh, that's literally the best. But these guys are super awesome, super useful for North American zoos. Even European zoos have been known to have these guys from time to time. So if you are working on, like, you know, either I think these guys are actually found in Florida, so maybe they could fit like an Everglades section. They're also found in Mexico. They're actually found all the way down to South America, which is kind of cool. Really glad we get that kind of representation in the game. But yeah, these guys are just incredible little creatures. You could actually see them standing on their hind legs right there, and I'm actually going to be a cheeky little bugger and get a picture of that for, you know, future thumbnail use. Hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, these guys are just going to be such an incredible versatile species, especially for nocturnal houses, small mammal houses, all those kinds of things. They have a lot of practical applications, and they will work incredibly well. And of course, they only have one variant on them. Kind of sad that we don't get an albino of them, but it's totally fine. Moving on through here, we get an animal that everyone is very excited to see. We get the emu. So yeah, they have a leucistic form too. So in case if you guys have ever watched Rescue Ranch or whatever the guy is, kind of looks like Kevin, the Rhea. And eventually I probably will rework the Rhea onto, you know, the emu rig. I think it'll fit it so much better. But you can see the emu is looking beautiful. Again, I know Gaboy has some issues with the fur in the front not looking shaggy enough, but I think this more than enough makes up for it. Just the blue around the face, just the puncturing red eyes, I have to say. And of course, the fur quality around there is incredible as well. And of course, we can see the babies, of course, very unique. And they look absolutely adorable as well. Very happy that we were able to get these guys. I don't know, it's just really fun. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit to show off like a specific animation in mind, because it's something that the mod was not really able to achieve that I just think is really incredible. So you can see that the tail, very minor, but the actual tail feathers kind of curve up a little bit when it sits. Instead of being very flat on the ground, they kind of like shake a little bit. So that is very good to see. Again, very incredible animal, and I'm super happy we're able to get that. Also, what do you guys think of this new sandbox diorama over here? I don't know, I kind of like it. It's just very ominous. It's very liminal. So making our way over here, we have the Bennett's wallaby, or rather the red-necked wallaby. I hate saying that, but here we go. Of course, they have an albino version. Albino wallabies are relatively common. Macropods usually have a lot more common albinos than other animals. Maybe it's because of the way that they're bred. Maybe it's just, you know, a genetic disposition of them. But I've noticed so many more albino macropods than other kinds of mammals. So I just think it's super cool that we're able to get these guys. Even one of my local zoos has an albino wallaby, so it's just very cool. But these animations are so good. Again, they're kind of made from the kangaroo, kind of like our wallaby mod. But they look so much better than what we had before. Again, all the detail in the fur, all the detail in the face, and of course the babies look incredibly adorable as well. Look at this guy. I feel like he has no clue what's going on right now. But yeah, these guys are so good. Again, laying down position right there, and you can see this guy over here. In just all of its full glory, you can see all these tiny little details in the fur, just following those lines down to really show off kind of like the rolls in the wallaby's fat and stuff like that. These guys are easily some of my favorite animals ever, and I just hope I get to meet them someday. I'm very jealous of Caesar Creates, who was actually able to pet them before, so that is just very cool right there. And yeah, only one variation for these guys over here, but let's actually visit an animal with the most variations. This is, of course, the blue wildebeest. These guys actually turned out so good, and it really reminds me of the Hunter Call of the Wild because of all the variations that they have in here. But the face just feels so powerful. It's exactly what I'd expect from a wildebeest. And they just really, really go to show just how much care and detail they put in here. Again, I'm not really sure how I feel about the alpha cards, because if you go over here and you do switch it to green screen, it doesn't really work out all too well. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I'm not sure if the video kind of compresses it, but it does feel a little bit weird. But overall, the animal looks incredible. This is, of course, the albino version, I want to say. Let me just see if that's actually right. Yep, we have an albino, and we also have the erythrizic. Okay, a golden version. It's called the golden. But in the code, it's actually the Armadillo. But yeah, we have the golden wildebeest, and we also have the normal blue wildebeest. Of course, a very beautiful and classic morph of it. Of course, it's just so incredible. And of course, we have the little baby over here. So this is a golden one baby, and it looks super, super adorable. Really, no comments on it. It's just really good, and we could actually see one of the interactions over here. Just super adorable just to see that come into play. And yeah, just all the animations on these guys is super good. I feel like the eye is a little weird though. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But the tail, of course, is kind of like an alpha plane. So you can see it does have that kind of Przewalski's Wild Horse detail. And we also do have that detail on the belly as well. So it's just really cool just to see all that come into play. Really beautiful animal. Easily, I think that one might be my second favorite in the pack, just because of the quality of it. Now, of course, here we go. Most decisive animal in here. You guys let me know in the comments down below how it actually stacks up. But this is, of course, the striped hyena. Again, this animal saw a lot of controversy when it was first revealed, probably because of the angle of it, but I'm still not sure. Again, I'm not really the biggest hyena expert in the world. I leave that up to the people who have hyena in their name in my comments down below every day. But yeah, I'm not too displeased with it though. I think it actually turned out super good, especially with like the fur quality. Again, I really do love those tufts of fur that really stick out. Again, another kind of like, you know, frontierism that really comes to play. Modders really aren't able to achieve that kind of stuff, so it's super awesome just to see that. And of course, we have the little babies in here. We have the little hyena pups. They're absolutely adorable. No complaints about these guys whatsoever. Really do love them. I'm not sure if the stripes are unique or not. I haven't actually checked it out just yet, but it's just super awesome just to see all of this come into play. Just really, really beautiful animal. Again, let me know in the comments down below if you think it's not up to par, because I'm more than happy to hear you guys out and, you know, kind of give voices to, you know, opinions that may be silenced or something like that. Caracal. Okay, this one is incredible. Again, my main complaint is the fact that the tail should be just a twinge bit longer. That's really my main complaint, but this animal is so gorgeous. Already built for these guys, so it's already awesome. But the quality on these guys is just really, really good. I don't know, I'm just super happy with like the ear tufts. Look at that animation right there. Again, that's not full speed. Full speed would kind of look something like this. Again, I like to do these in slow motion to really show off the small little details in just how these animations come into play. We get a melanistic version as well, so this is kind of like a black caracal. Very much leaning on the blue side, though. I'm not really sure what's happening right there. But it really is super beautiful. You get these nice little kind of like dots, patterns, stripes. I'm not really sure what those are right there on the front paws. So that is really awesome right there. But oh my gosh, this animal really turned out super awesome. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. Incredible job, Frontier. Really happy that we got this morph too. And I think we actually get a little bit of a funky animation over here. Yeah, here we go. Let's actually watch it in a little bit slower speed, but I'm going to speed it up a little bit so we actually see the power in those movements. But that is super awesome right there. Look at them. They're playing. That's super awesome. Really, really standout animal in the pack. I'm super happy with them. And of course, we're going to check out the last one. Easily one of the most anticipated animals in this entire pack is the maned wolf. These guys came out beautifully. These guys look like they're walking on stilts, and they're just so beautiful. Again, they're not wolves. They're not foxes. They're actually in their own little group. Maned wolves are a very unique carnivore from, well, really canine from South America, and easily one of my favorite kind of like dog species out there. And I'm just super happy that we're actually able to get these guys officially in the game. They're really beautiful, especially in here. No morphs, unfortunately. I would very much love to have seen, like, you know, maybe a different color, different shade. Maybe an albino, maybe a melanistic one would have been cool. But it really did turn out super awesome. And of course, we got the baby over here. Of course, the baby maned wolves are super unique. Really, really awesome creature, just to begin with. But the babies are just super adorable. And I'm happy to get these guys. But really, that is it, my friends. That is it for update 1.12's new items, new features, new animals, and yeah, unfortunately no new enrichment items, which makes me kind of sad. Really disappointed in that, but it's alright, guys, because we have so much more awesome stuff to play with. And I hope you guys are excited to see just everything that update 1.12 is going to bring for us in the future. We're going to end it with our little wallabies over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you did or if you found it helpful, please let me know in the comments down below or by dropping a like. Maybe even consider subscribing if you can. It really does help to show your support. I'll have a lot more videos on the way about all the new features in this pack, all the, you know, like the tour guides, the dioramas, all that kind of fun stuff. But I want to thank you guys one last time for stopping by, and I hope you all have the most wonderful of wonderful days, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye now.